For me to spin, I'll leave the whole town now. You can jog people. We said one talk again. I wanted to make a whole talk to you, but it's double in the question. Hi, not looking, hi, looking. Then you want to post another more word again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office, I go explain.
I think you explain to me that you come look at you say you get the tea to the man. After you get the tea to the man, and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody, you getting very. You say asking too much question. Hey, that's me things say make your egg and bread.
Guess what? Then people come and play. I swear. I'm a winner. EPA with me. The son of a man and get a run. My husband has petition and signing for free bowl. I was set to you know it's on say with the mic and say na we mo ta ko never. You go running behind.
It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. You say you give the rescue. Let me ask you. It's a rescue. The people say not like you. You say you coming to rescue your people. Oh, that's why you to us. You even claim to even be the hero for your experience. But why you for us? So why the rest press not stable? No job, no food to go on the table. No just say for the poor. Once you not get no money, rest and show your kids can't hold. No opportunity for the youth. Instead of helping body, breaking poverty on the youth. Tell me why the people vote you for. You treating the people I hate to say you not love. It's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. That who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you. It's a rescue. The people say not like you. You say you was going to change things. But we're not seeing changes. Promises you made you and your rescue team. We're not seeing changes. You made the whole country divided into two. CDC and Unity Party, they can't conclude. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now on the top of the Liberian people suffering. You downsizing, you wish hunting. Now on the top of the Liberian people suffering. Tell me who you rather give the rescue now. You and your rescue team. I say, oh, it's a rescue. I just wanna ask you one question. Now who you give the rescue? You not give him the people what they want. Then you say you give the rescue. Let me ask you, it's a rescue. The people say not like you. That's what yama 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 yama. Drama 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 drama.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, Monrovia. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. All of you across the different parts of the world. What a pleasant way to welcome all of you, our people, to Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Khan Oliver Khan. Princess Alexa Vanja Colley is pretty seated as well. And jointly, she and I will talk more about the issues confronting the Republic of Liberia and the well-being of the state.
It's a rescue.
The Liberian people are confused about the form and manner in which their government is proceeding. On today, the government will bring buses from Ghana. In the night, they will sneak the buses out of the country and take them back to Ghana. On today, the government will come with yellow machines. And while the citizens are celebrating the machines will disappear. Then the vice president will go back to China to go negotiate. Then the government will come back and tell citizens that if you do not have national identification card, you will not collect money from the bank. Then after 2-3 days, the government will come back and say, no, please go back to the bank. When you get national ID, go there, they'll give you your money. Is this what we refer to as the quote-unquote responsible government? A government that will take decision without thinking?
You say you are
oh yes, I repeat. A government that will take decision without thinking.
Yes, you may, you and your rescue team.
Why will you tell people, that without national ID, you will not receive money from your own account?
Easy and Unity Party.
You need to have your national ID. And after 2-3 days, because you know that the decision was not well thought of,
Giving people suffering.
the decision was ill-advised, lack of due diligence, and in no time you wrote from the central bank and instructing commercial banks, say, you're going to pay the people, yeah. When they not get ID card, you must pay them. So what study did you conduct before coming up with the first mandate?
The rescue.
What due diligence did you do?
You're not giving the people what they want.
And in the end, you keep boasting around here that you are running a responsible government when you are doing things
Not like you.
like people who ain't even got direction. The same way you made a Ghanaian boy to cost the whole country for come on 3 buses from Ghana. It's something you knew you had no due diligence of. You brought the buses here, we were insulted as a country. In the night, you had to sneak the buses out through Lokatuo, Danande, up to Abidjan and back to Accra. When we talk, they say we don't love the government. All we want you to do is to behave responsible and stop being so childish. Stop acting as though you are not educated people.
Mr. Rescue.
These are things that we call on you to do as a government.
I want to ask you one question. That will you give the rescue?
Again, 4 political parties in Liberia
Then you say you give the rescue.
have expressed concern in the form and manner in which the Capitol fire case is being investigated. And according to what we have gathered from those 4 political institutions, they are calling for an independent investigation
People come and play. Oh.
into the situation.
EPA with me there. The song.
The Citizen Movement for Change, CMC of Musa Hassan Belete,
People. I was there to. You know, it's on.
the Alternative National Congress of Alexander Benedict Cummings,
Mr. Rescue.
the Movement for Economic Empowerment of
Question. That will you give the rescue?
Ambassador D. Maswa Sakimia,
You're not giving the people what they want.
and the Congress for Democratic Change of Mr. George Manaware.
Mr. Rescue.
These 4 political institutions are calling for an independent investigation into
People. Oh,
the situation involving the Capitol investigation.
so you will be the hero for you.
These conversations,
For why you for us?
inclusive of the government dilly-dallying
No job, no food.
with national identification card
No justice for the poor.
and other issues will form the basis of today's presentation. We want the government to ask us,
Instead of helping people.
or better still, we want the government to explain to us and let them tell us why did they have to come up with that mandate if they knew that they did not think about it thoroughly. Are they guessing?
I just want to ask you one question.
Are they guessing with governance? You have people in this government who refer to the previous administration as being childish.
Let me ask
Yeah, they said the CDC government was running a childish government. The CDC ran a childish government.
things.
They were running play talk government. That's what they were saying.
Yes, you may, you and your
They
rescue.
were accused the CDC administration of running a play talk government
You made the whole country divide.
instead of running the Menchol government. The government where maturity will be seen all over the place.
You wish hunting.
The guys are now doing ad and drive.
Dancing.
Yeah, ad and drive. That's what they're doing.
I want that, but they like we people suffering.
Today you not bring national ID, will not get you money.
You and your rescue team.
Then after 2-3 days, you say no, you go back there. They will not get you national ID. So the security rigs that you saw for which you were preventing people from going to get their money without national ID. The security rigs is finished now, Alexa. So the security rig finished.
People say not like you.
That's what you see happening when people are so overwhelmed with the power. When people got so much power available to them and they do not know what to do with the power. That's what you have. And that's why Takun Jezo, the Liberian hip-hop musician, will normally say, this is Yama Yama.
You're not giving the people what they want.
We will take few bars of our theme song.
Let me
When we come back, we take our commercial break.
people say not.
And after that, Alexa and I will rumble into the issues right here in the Republic of Liberia on this 24th day of June 2025. And this presentation is being dedicated to you, DJ Hero, Abraham DJ Hero Kamara of our staff. We dedicate Freedom Hop to you on today's edition because it is your birthday. Let's take a break to be right back.
One question, that will you give the rescue? You're not giving the people. people what they want. Then you say you came to rescue. Let me ask you, Mr. Rescue, the people say I'm like you.
The people bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Come stop on Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, old man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Alexa, good afternoon. Welcome, my dear.
I would like to say good afternoon. Good afternoon, Oliver, and I would also like to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. However, where you're joining us, we'd like to say welcome to today's edition of Freedom Hub on 87.9 FM. We have a lot to talk about. I think yesterday we started and we talked a lot about what's happening in Liberia. So I also like to use this moment to say happy birthday to you, the DJ's hero, Abraham Kamara of Freedom Radio Liberia. Our best wishes to you, and live long and prosper. We have a lot to talk about, so if you're just joining us, we want to say welcome.
Okay, so basically, there are plenty of things to talk about. So, Alexa, there are too many things happening politically in the country. So the first thing is you followed the video where Representative Thomas Fala, Deputy Speaker Fala, a former CDC lawmaker, where he was able to pledge support to the government of President Waka. Did you follow that? If so, what's your take on it, Alexa?
To be honest, I wouldn't like to go really into it, but I think that's exactly what politics is. In as much as you have, different moments where people are saying different things. I mean, sometimes people just outgrow certain organizations, and sometimes it may be based on the fact that they think they're no longer getting what they got before, or the table has turned, and they don't think that maybe that organization deserves them any longer. That could be a form of illusion
Mhm.
at the end of the day,
Mhm.
because reality is here and then you have illusion on the other side. But at the same time, I think it is important to also give reference to history as to know exactly where you are, who took you to where you are, and how you got to where you are. So I would just like to leave it like that, because I think the political scene is basically how it is now. And there are people who will say, hey, that's an act of ingratitude. So you have like different views from different people, but we're still here in Liberia. This is 2025, and at the end of the day, you know exactly what's going to happen. Seriously.
Okay, so that's just simple. And before we go to the other conversations in the country, so yeah, so we blend this with the national ID situation. And then we'll take calls on it. Then the second segment will look into the communication from the four political parties. But like Alexa said, um, this is now a conversation we're going to spend more time on, because it is obvious. And let me say this to those of you who got political parties in this country, whether you're from the Unity Party, the Liberty Party, the All Liberian Party, or the Alternative National Congress, or whatever political institution. In politics, people go after what they personally want. sometimes their personal desire for which they join politics can be so selfish. It can include ingratitude. Sometimes it can include gratitude and how you call this thing, reciprocal, tidings. But it all boils down to the individual. If you are from political party X, and Alexa used to be part of your party, and for some reason Alexa choose not to be in your party anymore, and she starts saying Baba Tine, about your party, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself as an individual. You know why? Ask yourself this question. Was Alexa saying the thing about my party the time she was here, enjoying all the milk? Ask yourself that question. Was she saying it about my party? Maybe you're from Liberty Party and Alexa start to insult Liberty Party because she's no longer with Liberty Party or she's no longer benefiting. Or maybe Liberty Party was in power. Liberty Party had the president. They had all the money, all the authority. And because Liberty Party in power anymore, Alexa say, oh, you know what, Liberty Party, Liberty Party put in a demon and I don't go, she starts saying all the bad things about Liberty Party. As a Liberty Party at that level, ask yourself one question. The time Liberty Party was in power, Alexa was here, we all enjoying. The time she had all convo, all money. She used to cost us. If the answer to you is no, then you should understand why Alexa costing you. Alexa is costing obviously because you are no longer in the capacity to give Alexa some of the things you are giving her, for which her team will also acting that she will let you. The radio station, the platform can talk English simple. Simple. We can break our own thing down so that the ordinary people understand. That's our strength. The case with Thomas Farrar is obvious. When George Weah was president of this country, one small telephone call George Weah made, if I want George Weah missed call Thomas Farrar, you call back. And Thomas Farrar, yes, George Weah call, yet pass. The call not even reach on the phone, but as soon as the call, you do, you call back, you call George Weah back and say, Gee, you're calling me. I'm in the bathroom. Gee, you're calling me. You expect Thomas Farrar to run to pick George Weah call these days? It's not possible. George Weah is no longer president. The thing more that's on they get in, all my men in West Point with Nigutan listening to me right now. You know what I'm talking about, right? Somebody get in. By the time you got money, you beat ball, they get on roll with you, bro. It'll sack you. It'll sack you and you not get your operation again. You get a little mile again. You get someone a car. You get a car again. You can start walking now. Picking the man who got car now, the man start taking the jewel. That's like looking. If you're having a little car, your smaller car, what can carry your papi solo, what can carry you to places, you be doing a little small thing there, you can get a little small bottle of money. The junior will be with you now, the operate with you, begin. All your man outside there know that the whole level. By the time you outside money, you outside power. Your papi solo sport. You're not working again, picking. That every man I'm start woto in the getting.
That's the only example, you know.
I mean, that's the only thing that can resonate. Why are you telling me that only example I know? What I know is what I know. If you know anything else, say it. But I'm being clear with you. I'm being clear with you. That is how it is. So if you are a CDC and you see Thomas Farrar or Moses Colley say, oh, you know what? Going forward, I will support Joe Baga because Joe Baga, the time Moses Colley was to the airport, the Labrador Civil Aviation Authority, as head, the time president, we are saying that he used to tell Joe Baga anything. I'm gonna play Thomas Farrar video where you're causing Joe Baga in Koya. I'm gonna play that video. So the thing I had live looking when you up, you in some kind of good position, but beginning that you want to get home. As soon everything finished, no operation again, bro. Every minute we get a mile without operation with the do that. So in all fairness, when you see Tifa do nothing, what do you expect? Joe in president again, you expect Tifa to be humble again. And not everybody can be that grateful though. There's some people who there's some getting, some people. Some girls, if the man got money, they're dead. If the man not got money, they're dead. We call that one a lawyer people. Those are responsible women, good women. You know, yeah, I mean, very responsible. Some of them, no, I mean, they don't do it. In as much as you're no longer in a capacity to do things you used to do before, begin you gone. Men moving, men dropping. So if you see this man, if you see this man, and you see someone father doing nothing, don't make power with him. You know the father man, you know, don't make power. You make power, you give yourself pressure. You gotta have life looking. If it can happen to your own personal life in your community, if the guy can leave because he can no longer get small matter operate, what you think Tifa can lead your way? We will play the video in for ya what Tifa was speaking TC, causing Joe Baka. Oncholo no lole, you know, Baka follow. All that thing was saying in 2022, we will play the video. When you're insulting Joe Baka, I mean, the video is available, we can play it. At that time, Georgia had a combo. At that time, Georgia had the presidency. At that time, Georgia had all the area men were running. He was the commander in chief, so Tifa was singing the Georgia song in Foya. And you see Tifa singing the Joe Baka song today, you sort of be worrying. That thing will go worry you. I mean, think of me, I'm not partisan or any party. But if I was part of any political party, if men leave my party and go, the first thing I want to know why you left. I want to know why you left. If you say anything bad about my party, I want to ask, I mean, some fundamental questions. When the sun was shining, and let's not say anything about me before, you know, what you're saying because I not get it, man. Maybe I'll leave you know. Don't be surprised. Some of the people who are insulting you as a political party people today, as political party people, if the table turn, sun start shining, they will come out. Oh, yeah, they will come out. I think you can be hearing. I think you be hearing words that wise man changes. By the time they not do put in there, they not betray. They betray so. If the table turn, I think you can say wise man changes. We're misled. Right now, we have forget all that thing. You see, United Party today, Alexa, there are people in the United Party today who, when CDC were in power, they went to the CDC to go operate. So men carry Joe Baka bad name to CDC just because they want that job, they want that money. I'm being honest with you, there are people who went to the CDC, people and carry on that is a police. Some men used to be, you know, taking information from United Party and bringing it to the CDC. So we bring it bad information. How you think we use it? The Bernard, how they call them? The McLean family wanted to put United Party outside from their headquarters to Congo Town. How you think all the information they used to come? United Party, you know, who could not stand hunger. They left their party and they came to CDC. They affected United Party who CDC people gave job. And at the end of the time, they went back to their party. Their party accepted them. Some of them, the party didn't accept them. Some of them, shame make it and not go back to United Party. And UP in power now. Some of them, they shame now because they were not patient-minded enough to bear patient with United Party. Then United Party were in opposition. When CDC were in power, so United Partisans were not patient enough to wait for UP to come out of power. Hunger catch them, they went straight CDC headquarters, they go to the Sacramento tree, they baptize them, they start giving them small contract. UP come out of power now, they not get good pace to go back to UP. You know, UP come out of power now, UP come out of power. You know, UP come out of power now. Huh? UP come out of power now, right now. So the men who abandoned UP because cities were in power, the men got short pace and I want to go back. I mean, we're good. Check it out. So many want to go back. So many want to go back to UP right now because they do not have the face. They do not have the face. They ain't want to go back. So if you are a part of a political institution, yeah, let's say you know to talk a lot. I understand. For me, I can talk plenty on it. The issue is just simple. It's just simple. If somebody was in your party before, and the person you will call is saying, "Oh, the batine." Just look at the time now happening. You understand that they're doing it because times have changed. Times have changed. They turn out to see again. They turn out to see a game of beginning. And I want to say it in practically for all of you to understand it. In practical terms, I brought it down to your level. You must be you down there, you got your scratch card booth where you selling scratch card right now. All I want to get me around you on beginner because most scratch cards stay in a bars. The data bars get empty, bro. It's fini. C'est fini. In Arabic, the minute c'est fini. It's fini. That guy was standing in the salon, the person why she don't bring a beer and start talking. I want what I won't get for a cent. Now you just say it last year. So like a business election. She now used to say it last year. She now used to say it last year. She was like, oh, what I won't get for a cent. That one of your probably come to America and put $3,000-4,000 in your tracker bars again. Like trying to get paid by 2 money to a hall that info your boot you coming fast. You be passing, you follow you. Austin, hello. You still right again. Austin saying Lusakana. Austin, you got only mini? You should tell right again. But Austin, you change the bars? She will be doing Austin, and then Austin too will say, excuse me. Then the hard life looking. So if people who were reaching on you before decide to say but you don't have to allow that one over you. That's how life is. But those of us who are Christians, Jesus, when I told Judas from nowhere and say, I'm beginning can't be my disciple. Yeah? Judas out of no reason go and rack the man for 30 pieces of silver. No, people will always betray you.
History has always been relevant.
People will always betray you, regardless of whatever. It is upon you to move on. Like I said, today there are some United Partisans who, out of greediness, they were doing business with CDC today. You people may not want to see them because they were not brave enough. They were not patient enough to stay the course of time. They felt that between 2018 to 2023 was so long. So that they could not wait. They started going to Mange, started going to Twe, started going to Koji, started going to all Finabono, everybody to go to Benin. You picking out the power, get up in front of the town was suffering here. You're operating with Koji there, the hard life looking. And you in CDC, man. Some men will be moving, some men will be dropping. Everybody gets stay hunger the same way. Some men stomach. The hunger yet jape. The whole stomach can start rapping. So many stomach it can stay hunger. The hunger yet jape small. The whole stomach start rapping around. So many can stay hunger regardless of the situation. They can stand for something. Everybody will not be the same. So whether you UP male or you ANC male, once you in politics, expect these things to happen. So I see CDC men making flower. I see some of them, on Facebook. Well, what do you expect? So we're not president again. He's president again. I dare you, we made sure we are president today. Some men are leaving. Some men are leaving. They even want to lay down on the ground for the corn ball to pass on their body. That's how life is. If you're lying, think way back the time you're coming up with your children. What is happening to some of them to you? But even the guidance, what I tell you, guidance who listen to the radio, the old man said no. The old man said know what they did to the paper then way back.
And the men to know what they did to somebody. Oh my.
It's not gender argument
No,
on.
not.
So I mean, so the old man know what they did to the paper then way back, they know. They don't remember working with Lango. They used to be there. They sing all of the songs. When they sacked the paper from Lango, the next men who are working with Lango, they play the old man window. So by the time power change, I mean that's how life is. So you don't have to allow this petty thing to worry you. It will happen.
And more to come.
You made Joey our president today. Tomorrow, father will go. Lofa will go get Joey. Get Joey we change one of the kissy town and change the crew town. Ain't made Joey Georgia City Hall info ya. You go for today. There is a Georgia City Hall info ya. That Tifa went to Joey and Joey built it there. He and Joseph Koji, everybody went to build it there. And because we are in power, we are not in power again. So you expect the middle bid, Joseph Baga, pull a tenant, Joseph Baga, the other one, you will be. You bring we are back, the middle, okay, we are back in for you. That's how it's looking. When people can stand on one play, they can stand on one play. Anyway, you turn it. So you don't have to allow those things to, to what they call you. Now, so the next issue is Now, two topics we'll take calls on is the issue of the how you call it,
National
the national
identification.
ad card. How you follow the thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
just want to hear you quickly. Then I end on it. Then we'll go take calls.
I think we've been talking about that. I've been talking about this with someone else,
Mhm.
and Orange Liberia also has some challenges now with
Okay.
the same national identification card. Because I remember I had gone there to do certain thing, and I was asked to present a national identification card, even though I had my passport. So I was really confused, and then it was like this is amended from the president of the Republic of Liberia that everyone has to present your national identification card if you're going to register your SIM card, if you're going to do any kind of transaction. And you have other people that wouldn't do what they are going there to do because that's exactly what it is. And then we go back to the banks. We have gotten a couple of complaints from citizens who will go there to deposit. They wouldn't be asked basically to present a national identification card or citizen card. But then if you're there to withdraw your money, they're telling you even if you have passport, you cannot withdraw your money. You need the citizen ID card to withdraw your money. So that has been a problem in different corridors over a couple of days now. And for me, Oliver, I'm still trying to understand. In as much as it's important for citizens to have a citizen card, other countries have that. But how exactly did the government of Liberia get to that point where they're saying this is mandatory? So if you do not have it, forget about transactions, forget about any monetary transactions at the bank, forget about going to any GSM company. To do exactly what you want to do. That was one part because they gave her, a timeline by the 1st of August. Everyone has to get it. If you do not have it, just forget about it. And now, even if you're going to go to, do what you're supposed to do, maybe your fingerprint, your biometric or whatever, it takes days to get that. But then again, that was amended. It was not well thought of, 100%, because we saw another contradictory statement from the Central Bank of Liberia, right? So for me, just the same thing we were saying yesterday about people wanting to make decisions on behalf of Liberians without considering exactly how this is going to be presented, how this is going to be taken into consideration, and the coordination as well. We have a government that is said to be responsible. We have a government that is said to be experienced. So why would we have an experienced government in power? And then we're having all these different, contradictory communications from one ministry or agency of government to another. Before you said, hey, everyone should go ahead and do it. Now, Central Bank is saying, oh, you're getting full of money, right? So, Oliver, I think there's a huge disconnect. And Liberians are not people to toy with. Liberians are not people to make fun of. So if you are serious about a decision, you know exactly how to do exactly what you want to do. What exactly would that have on Liberians? What bearing do it have on Liberians? Because Liberians at the end of the day, they're at the receiving end. If the government would say, oh, today everybody must go buy one bottle of water, if you don't do it, you're not passing on the road. Liberians will be affected. So it goes back to them. So I think we have to be serious, and people cannot have their passports. You cannot use your citizen card to travel of Liberia. No, you cannot use that. People cannot have passports, and then you are telling them now that you cannot do any kind of transaction because you don't have a citizen card. And if I'm going to go to wherever to do that today, I wouldn't get it today. It takes days. So do you know exactly how many people are losing on a daily basis? Do you know exactly how many people are, just there because they don't have the card to go to the bank, they don't have the card to do other transactions, so they're just there. So Liberians are struggling in every aspect, and I think this is not something to be worked on. This is not something to be, to be done, especially when we have Joseph Walker as the rescue mission number 1 man. It's not really making sense to me. So you cannot have a disconnect. Today you are saying, hey, this is amended. And this mandate should be followed by Liberians. This mandate should be followed and this mandate should be implemented. And then tomorrow you get here, you say, oh, Latin will say the other day, you're still getting people that money. For me, Oliver, this doesn't make sense. And I think the people who are in power should be really serious to run this government. The people who are in power should understand that you do not have to run a government as though you're running a chicken poultry. No, this is a serious country, and the citizens are there. They're looking up to their leaders to do exactly what is right. Even if this whole thing about getting your, you know, national identification cards, even if that is something we say, hey, it is important to do, which of course it is important. You should know exactly how to go about it. You can't leave people in, I guess, see your passport in. To have a passport, it means you have followed everything that qualifies you as a citizen of this country. To have a passport, you don't just get up in the morning. You're not born with a passport. You will have to do whatever you have to do. A birth certificate, you need that before even getting a passport. You need that. So I think we should really understand exactly how we're moving. We should understand exactly the path we're on to be able to make these decisions and say, hey, this is mandatory. Or is it because the government needs money? Because this whole thing is not free anyway. So people are going to pay $5 to get their citizen ID card. If the government wants money, there are other ways to do it. Even if people will still go there to get the national identification card, it makes sense. But it should be done in a way that people will not be stranded. There are people who have gone to banks with their passports, Oliver, to get money to buy, food, to get money to pay their kids' school fees. They could not get any of those cash out. Why? Because the government has said this is mandatory. So you need your national identification card to go to a bank and withdraw money. So people, they're passing all in the country working and talking because I put my money in bank. Then I go for my money and say, oh no, you cannot. So where is, I don't know how to put it, but this is not really okay. This is not okay. You have business people who have to go for money to get goods. A lot of them. So even if you want to generate, funds, even if you want to make money domestically with, having citizens to go get their citizen card and all that, there are ways you can go about it. But that cannot be, for me, I think that cannot be above, our passports. No, I'm not sure that can be above our passport because your passport has everything in it. That's something that validates you as a citizen. You leave from here, go to Ghana, of course. You do not use your citizen card to apply for visa to any of the embassies we have in Liberia. No, you do not. You use your passport. So that makes it important. That makes it legal. So if people, I remember, I think it was 2020 or 2021 or 2019, that was the time I think I had gone there to get national identification card. And at that time it was not really like mended, So I went there and I got it. But it was not like if you go to a bank today, you'll not take your money. If you go to Orange office, you'll not register your same card because you're not getting a national identification card. No, if you have a passport, fine. So there are ways to go about this. So if we have a government that understands, and we have a government, that is really sophisticated and experienced enough, they will know exactly how to govern in all aspects, not just to sit back and say, oh, this is the president's mandate and everyone has to follow. This is the president's mandate. Did the president actually consider what Liberians will go through? Did the president consider people who are in rural Liberia? Because now we're just focused on Monserrado County. And if you go Congo Town, you're sitting on there for the money hour all the way to afternoon hour, you're not getting. So what about people who are in rural Liberia? What about people who are not in the urban areas? Lofa, Nimba, in the bushes. How exactly do you expect them to do what they are supposed to do? This doesn't make sense. And you gave your mandate. After giving your mandate, Central Bank is also here with another thing. So which one do we follow as Liberians now? Which one? Because you're looking at it, You say we're going straight to Magibi. Then you see another road say no, even though that road is road table, that part on the other side. It doesn't make sense. And I think Liberians deserve better. Liberians deserve, consideration, reconsideration. And if we have a president who means well for this country, he should consider all of these things. These are little mistakes that are not to be happening when we have educated people. These are not mistakes. These are petty mistakes that should not happen when we have people who understand governance, people who understand, what sophistication is. They have been here before. So they know exactly how to run a country. But I mean, the country is in trouble. And if the country really needs money, I mean, this is not exactly how to go about it, even though it is important, for citizens to have citizen ID card, but you still have passports. So this is not making sense.
Okay, so look, let me say this to our people. The head of LBS, Eugene Fagon.
Your bestie.
Fagon and I had a conversation in one chat room. And I'll say this on the radio. In that conversation with Eugene Fagon and I, he came up and said, look, we are not running a cheering government yet. Imagine. Mamesi Kaba, Finabono, Carrasco cheering a government we're running. We're running a responsible government. Fagon and how he can talk. That's what he said in that chat room. When I saw what he wrote, and when I think about how these people perceive what they are doing to be, and sometimes I laugh and tend to wonder as to whether they know the implication of their feeble bragging. No, I'm not. It hurts if people think of themselves important than what they actually are. That's what it is. I remember in this African novel where Odiwali was thinking himself a bird. Odiwali is a butterfly that thinks himself a bird.
So you get that?
You're not at a particular level, but because of arrogance and your inability to accept that you are inept, you choose to parade in arrogance and unnecessary boastfulness. Fagon went to that room and started telling people how their government is running irresponsible. And I laughed. I said, look,
what is his definition?
You guys are misleading the Liberian people, and it has to stop. The first thing, where in the world will you find a government prioritizing a national identification card over a national passport?
And that card doesn't have any security features. I mean, special ones.
Who travels out of a country with national ID? What kind of airport can accept national ID? The government had the audacity to instruct commercial banks in this country to tell the citizens, you bring your passport here, we'll not pay you. Go bring national ID. Can you imagine?
What sense does that make?
Can you imagine? Only because you need $5 money that the World Bank already pay. The World Bank is sponsoring a particular initiative that is inclusive of national identification registry. Other countries benefiting from the World Bank project. By right, Liberia is supposed to be free. This your rescue government that's going to take 1 cent for anybody to do the national identification registry. The guys are here on the radio. I have the documents so that IFED will read the document tomorrow. You went to work without considering the implication that it is going to have on the population, without considering how that is going to affect the livelihood of Liberians across the country. Out of the sudden, because you got power, because November 14, 2023, we went to work and voted Mr. Bwaka, and you know the party came to power on January 22nd. So you got absolute power now. You can just wake up one morning and say anything because you got power. They woke up with no consultation, no due diligence, and instructed banks that it may get national ID, don't to do. How do you do that? Okay, granted that you want to you have an executive order that was passed, mandating everybody to have national ID. You're rolling out a program, but must you go to the length of telling people what's the essence of having national ID? Alexa, is it not to identify you as a Liberian?
You're a citizen.
You are a citizen?
And you have a passport though. So
what's the essence of having national ID? Is to prove that you are a citizen of a country. Nothing makes you a citizen of a country than the passport. If you have the passport of a country, the process, Alexa said it, the process to acquiring a passport of any country, the process may vary. In Liberia, you will need to have your birth certificate as a proof of attestation. I mean, as an attestation that you are a Liberian citizen.
Exactly.
A proof of citizenship, your birth certificate, you will need it. From that birth certificate, they usher you into the passport division. Your fingerprints are collected. Your data received. Everything, you get your passport. Your ECOWAS biometric passport is given to you. That passport is protected. It is stronger in terms of security. Then that birth certificate, now how do you call the thing? National ID thing.
That card is like a regular.
You sat down
Regular
as going back to Eugene Fagon,
regular
a quote unquote responsible government instructed commercial banks not to pay people on their passport except they bring one fake little rubber. They said a national ID. You had the audacity to do that. We raised that issue on the radio here. Some of your Unity Party propagandists said, "Oh, y'all hate the government. Y'all ain't want to do that." We said it. We said, "Look, the thing you guys doing, this is pure childishness. This is not how a responsible government can operate. This is not how a government that no book should operate. You did not do due diligence. You didn't think about the first thing, national identification registry in offices all across the country. They don't have plenty centers around the country. They are understaffed. That one. Number two, they don't have the capacity to roll out a national registration process without problems. They don't have it. The executive order was passed before identification registry and National Elections Commission had to go do one memorandum of understanding for NEC to get in their camera and how to call machine where they use to do voter ID
process.
Look, if Fagon was brave to open a more natural room to tell me that the government they're running is a responsible government, the first thing a responsible government will do before asking President Baga to issue that executive order is to call what name Peter Andrews, the head of the how do you call identification registry. Call Andrews and say, "Look, Andrews, we want to roll out this project nationwide. We want to ensure that if you do not have national ID, you will not do business." What do we do, Andrews? What's the capacity? If we choose to roll out a national identification registry program in this country, do you have the capacity nationwide to attend to the needs of Liberians who will want to, get enrolled into the program? Let Andrew tell you, said, "No, we want to get 5 machine working. The other camera have a boss. The other camera not get battery." Let Andrew tell you what his challenges are. Then Andrew will tell you, say, "Well, NEC got some of the machines that they use for voter registration, but since NEC not doing voter registration, we can borrow some of the machine, connect it to our software, and we can produce in mass the national IDs. Go to NEC, see what that NEC machine, what they get, what are the battery not for. See what are the other technical issues are resolved. These are things that the web book called due diligence. When you do all of these things behind the scene, and you ask yourself, "Look, so can we now start setting up different registration points across the country, to see what's up with our executive order?" But you start going across the place, start setting up the different sites. Then at that level now, when you notice that there is availability of the service to the country, where people will not struggle to access the ID card registration area, then you can come on and go to rehab and tell Mr. Baka, "Hey, Mr. President, you cannot issue an executive order. We've done the due diligence. It is now clear that NIR got the capacity to register people, under any pressure, because we've already done our connection with NEC. NEC is already into a memorandum of understanding. Then you can tell Mr. Baga to go issue it. And Kula Fofana can go tap it and say President Joe Baga issue executive order number 444, mandating everybody to get national ID. Bro, you can go do it.
Nothing of that sort was done.
You didn't do it.
Nothing at
You
all.
made Joe Baga the president to announce the executive order before the man go to Manafort 30 to neck headquarters to go answer for machines. Executive order on before he went to 430 Manafort 30 to neck to go ask for machine. Then you are telling Lebanese, Chinese to get national ID before they get their own money from their bank when they have passports. So you trust the document you use to trust foreigners to come to the country. You not trust that document to allow them to take their own money from their account.
Now you want them.
Now at the end of the day, can't see the disgraceful thing.
Very crazy.
The responsible government, what Eugene Falcon are talking about, can't see the disgraceful thing they're doing to us. Yesterday, they issued a statement on the 23rd of June 2025. It says, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia, that's the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. To tell you that they are ashamed of this thing. Daniel Sano Saneo, Jeremy Piana Saneo, that Johnny T. Takpa. Anytime the decision funny, they can
acting people.
People acting people will go sign it because the men know say it's not something correct. Look at the kind of thing the road. It says the Central Bank of Liberia, in collaboration with the National Identification Registry, has issued a directive requesting all commercial banks to relax the enforcement on the usage of the national identification card as prerequisite for all banking transactions. The National Identification Registry informs all public social service providers to take note and act in compliance with this directive. At the same time, the issuance of national identification cards is hereby suspended with immediate effect for administrative reasons. The public will be informed on the date of resumption of mass enrollment. Signed, Johnny S. Takpa, Acting Minister of Information.
What is that?
In Grand Crew, in West Grand Crew, West Point, Seontown, Logantown, and Nigutown, our people call it Fitija. Nonsense. I mean, I'm not gonna mince my words on it. This is pure nonsense. It doesn't make sense at all. So this government that Eugene Falcon say is responsible. So they didn't think this thing off properly and they brought it out.
Just went ahead.
And this is not the first time the government is acting like this. They did the same thing. They went to Ghana, brought the Ghanaian 3 buses, brought the buses to Monrovia, passed around with the buses, carried all buses to the executive mansion.
They had an exhibition.
They took pictures with the buses. Sylvester Grace Bay, Mamaka Belated, and sat down with the buses, took pictures. When the Ghanaians started crossing from Accra, in the net, they carried the buses through, look at the border.
Secretly,
while we're sleeping here in the net, the buses on the highway. That just go ahead, the people buses not fall down on the highway in the net. And sport Banana Labra in bus trouble with Ghana. Banana Labra in bus trouble with Ghana. The private bosses had no due diligence. They parade with the bosses, ping. At the end of the day, in the nest, they sneak out those buses and carry the buses back to Ghana.
After bringing that in a celebratory,
and Fagon will open a mug in one time and say, I mean, there's not the tyranny government you're running. I mean, we're not running a responsible government. Is that how a responsible government will operate?
That's a mockery.
That you will come out and put citizens in so much unnecessary burden with their national ID thing. Then all of a sudden you come out and so we are suspending the issuance of national ID for security of administrative reasons. I mean, how you're operating so? I thought you're the ones supposed to be the book people in this country. I thought that y'all had the change, y'all had the monopoly over superb governance. I thought you guys are the ones who have all of what it takes to run an effective government. Why are you making these kind of elementary mistakes? In my limitation as a Liberian, I cannot run the affairs of this country that way. No, I can't do it. I'm too inclined to make those kind of mistakes. Due diligence is required of every leader, every government. How you sit here and you messing up things? That's not what you promise the people now. You didn't promise the people they kind of genuine leadership. This is an act of childishness. This is pure ineptitude. That thing is to be saying, oh, CDC in F.
That was
This
the
is pure
phrasing word.
ineptitude. That why you're demonstrating. You know the first time. Oh, I'm a reference the other one. You brought yellow machine here. Few pieces of yellow machines. Mamaka Benete wore yellow kosu, stood on the car, was doing her hand there, yellow machine passing. Oh, you burn police gas. We're convoy. Whoa. Yellow machine pie around. At the end of the day, Joe Baga said that one friend from South Africa, who a long old time friend,
Gentlemen's agreement.
they take it, gentleman agreement, they take it the package to the barrack. Up to now, we don't know where the machines are.
And now the vice president is there for
As we
another
speak,
negotiation.
the vice president took Labrenpo money again with plenty of people on a delegation. They go to China, they go ask Hammer for a. Oh, that none of the vice president go to China, they go ask Hammer for one of the machines. When in fact they started parading few pieces of the machine in the country and saying the machine had already arrived. If this is not an act of childishness, if this is not irresponsible attitude, what then is it? And if I can go sit down in one time and go reply to me and tell me how you call this thing, we're not running an irresponsible government here. I don't know if I want to say anyway. What else do I have to?
What do you expect from
What
them?
do I expect from you, bro? I mean, nothing else. Eat your show.
That's who you are.
Yeah, eat your show, bro. Eat your show. And at the end of the day, look at it. Look, this is disgraceful. There are people who needed medical attention. They needed to go to the bank and take money to go do the medical attention.
And they were deprived.
They were deprived of seeking help. They were deprived of their own money to go pay their medical bills because they did not have one national ID card. Is it a bad thing to have national ID card? No, I'm not going to go against it. It is a national document that any country should ensure that their citizens enroll into. But when you want to do it, don't do it from a Kolehe perspective. Yeah, those who know Liberia know what Kolehe is. When they say you act like Kolehe chicken, it means you are not acting appropriately. When you act like Kolehe chicken when they cut around the neck, it got mental issue. It can be acting correct. Confused. It just jumping all around. You see red oil, it won't jump there. Hot oil, say it won't jump there. Like Kolehe chicken. Don't act like Kolehe. You are a responsible government. At least that's why you told the Labrenpo during the elections. You told them that you were not coming to do childishness. When we talk here, you open your mouth. Oh, the man not let out to that station. No. We love you. You not let yourself.
We're not on likeness competition.
No.
Anyway,
We love you. We love this whole country. We love everything about this country. We support President Bwaka. We support the United Party government. We support this country. But what we do not support is laziness. What we do not support is ineptitude. What we do not support is a group of people who profess to know it all.
Yeah, they're done.
But when it is time to execute what they keep bragging about and the do for the job, we will not support it. If that is your branding of people who do not support the country, that your business. Your business, I do not care. But one thing we will not do is to sit down here and allow you continue to disgrace the country. Look at it. They listened to the speaker did yesterday. The thing they were talking about. You go meet serious amount of people and you go beg them for microphone and what they call, and we go talk here. You say the guys in like the country. Is that your definition of liking the country? I mean, how do you run the country this way? You are disgracing those who supported you. You are disgracing those who insulted their parents because of the United Party. There are people who insulted their parents. People insulted people who could help them in this country because of you. Because you promised them good leadership. So people insulted people who they had no reason insulting. Today, you were making those people shame. Oh, you knew that you never had any plan in place. And you started suffocating people in this country to go get their own money. You already made the country high. Money been tough in the country. People fighting to go for their own money to the bank. Their relatives send their money. Some people manage to get their passport. They go to the bank, you tell them, the member not you passport. Passport not important, but I want small card important. That card can put anybody on an airplane. You can use that national identification card to buy airline ticket.
To apply for a visa, you can.
You can use it to apply for visa. You did not. People who got passport. For one small paper, where can you even tell you from your Maryland? I mean, how the guy operating so, man? How the guy is doing? That's not what they promised. That's not who they made the Labrenpo believe they are. You can go see the reason why Daniel Sando and Jeremy Pia ain't saying anything. The girl Johnny, why any Saka or what a many?
Johnny Tokpa, what kind of
So, yeah.
what kind of name?
Johnny Takpa. Tarkpa. Takpa. Johnny Takpa.
Acting minister.
Yeah, that's the reason why the man ain't signed it. Why they go give it the acting minister to sign?
And this is this is really crazy.
No, you can do
Right.
that.
Because number one, Oliver, I like the power you said. For example, if you want to have a project, if you want to have an initiative, if the president is going to mandate something before that pronouncement is made, that means you've already done your background work. Everything is already in place that when you start, you're not stopping. But the president mandated this. It was posted, it was publicized,
Good.
and everybody had to say something about it. GSM companies, they're telling their customers,
Yeah.
hey, you need this.
And they know they ain't got capacity.
Exactly.
But you started
You
running
need
around
this.
here.
So let's assume that every Liberian wants to have this. Every Liberian wants to, follow the mandate of the president. So Alexa leaves the radio station. Alexa goes to the National Identification Registry office. She's there to do everything that's needed to be done to have this card. Alexa will do it for today, or Alexa will stay for hours. After that, Alexa will not get a card 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. Then you expect Alexa to be blamed for not getting the card after she had gone there to do all the things needed to be done. Alexa will go back to a bank to get money, maybe for hospital bills, to get money for water bills, to get money for school. And they're telling her, no, you cannot do this. So do we blame Alexa for that when the government is yet to put different methods in place to have this thing to be very effective? So we blame the government of Liberia. We blame the government for being insensitive. We blame the government for being ineffective. We blame this government for not exhibiting the education, they claim to have, the experience, they claim to have, the sophistication. So it is on the government. Do not suffer Liberians for things you are not doing. Oliver said, "We'll not let listen."
And
I agree.
You come out
And
and
I
say, big people government.
So you're running a responsible
big
government that
people
is not
government.
childish, but then ineptitude is the order of the day.
What are you doing that shows that you are running a big people
Nothing
government?
at all. It doesn't make sense.
The chairman said the chairman government said I can't do the kind of thing. What you guys doing?
Matter of fact, we had Liberians in Liberia when we had George Weah who had national identification card.
Who's watching you?
Who did not even have national identification card. They still went ahead to do the different monetary transactions at different banks.
Who's watching you?
Then you said it is suspended.
It come out
immediate.
The thing you so suspended again. The partners are looking at you now. You looking.
What kind of funny
What
people
kind
here?
of what kind of see human being here? So
So.
you call multi-million-dollar company that Lone Star Orange, all the other men, and tell them say, look, from you have to tell people say no.
And you know what's happening now? Or because the government doesn't really have that level of capacity or the different spaces to have.
Why did they have to?
Orange Liberia now has 3 different locations. So they're using their office on 16th Street. They're using the one at Bad Pass in Congo Town just because this is overwhelming.
Yeah.
So you don't want your customers to go to your office and just standing there because they're not getting a car. You're not doing the government said they will do this.
And the thing is, if you do not have the capacity to do something, don't be muff.
Simple.
They your whole attitude of wanting to prove a point. Election fini. You are governing. You are now in power.
There's a problem with trying to impress people all the time.
Thank you. There is a difference between you trying to prove a point and you doing what you are paid to do.
Mm-hmm.
You already got a job. What are you campaigning for again?
Bluffing again. Like
what you want to tell her? You already got a job. You already have the job available unto you. Do the job. Nobody watching you. You want to impress people too much, and all your impression you go do when you go do your impression, it can boss behind you.
Your brother, the Nicotech scholarship. That was also another form of impression.
The reason why you sacked Matthew Yimplu,
and it still did not work.
Liberians come and go America to go to school, go get master degree. Matthew Yimplu said that you're doing, you're lying.
It wouldn't work. This is a scam.
That you're doing a scam. You're doing 419 on the citizens. You're stopping me a minister, but I will not holler. The John Brian Dobaga, Pape, sack Marvin Blue.
Yeah.
The boy asked to be
supporting
the rescue agenda. Blue, you sack the man.
And exactly what he said.
After 3 days, the same reason why you sack the man, you stop the Nicotech scholarship.
So what kind of thing?
Go reinstate the man and you shame.
You can't.
That I think Fagon call responsible government.
Falcon is off the picture, in fact.
No,
Because,
no, no.
because the thing is,
He's ahead of entertainment. We gotta
the
reference
thing
him.
is, Falcon is who he is. He talks, and
We gotta
talks.
reference him.
You know,
You see?
he talks, and talks.
You want to impress people?
So
The thing about impressing people ain't making sense.
it is
Do
not
the job appropriately, and the people will celebrate it.
simple.
You go run to how they call the thing yellow machine. You run a yellow B Mountain brother yellow machine. Yo, all people just say that your yellow machine.
And we
Thank
saw
you again.
we saw your minister
Mama
exactly,
again. Jump in her yellow long sleeve.
like it was
Coat suit.
a point contest.
Yeah, she was on the car,
Just
waving.
waving.
The other people getting married. Okay, so I was saying, I was okay, yeah, well, the government bring machine. Oh, okay, oh.
And after that, what happens?
President Baka read legislature and tell and say, oh,
Getting
that
that
machine,
happening,
that gentleman agreement from a friend in South Africa, and will carry to the barrier that play will be sleeping air. After 1 year,
we don't know.
Jeremiah can go
renegotiate.
China to go ask the people. Excuse me, that machine where I'm facing here.
So go do window shopping.
How much for a 120? How much we pay? That machine why even passing around way in the country?
It's
Come on,
crazy.
man.
Like
Why you
it
wanna
is.
prove? I mean,
This is not
you're
okay.
already in power. Take your time and implement all the agenda you have.
When you're in power, you're there to govern.
It is not time you
You
so
know.
you can't be showboating, you
When
know,
you
unnecessarily.
When you have campaign, when you have elections, that's when you have politicians to impress the voters. So you are there saying, "Hey, I'm going to do this."
Once
I'm going to do
you
that.
win, it
That's
is time
the
for
moment
it is time
of
to work.
impression. When you have already won,
You already win election. You still won't
it
be
is
lying to the
time
people.
to work. It is time to
Huh?
govern.
It-
It is time to do what you have promised during campaign.
Yeah,
So I don't know why we're still here with this whole
fake
thing.
impression.
It is not okay.
The woman already agree. Oh, you lie to the woman. Say they think why your husband give you
I can
400
do more than
LD
that.
every day. I'll give you 50,000 every week. The woman say okay. I put in my husband also. In fact, I
Now
leave
you
my
are one
husband
now.
that you are one. The woman to your house now, man.
Do the thing
The woman to your house, she living there. Oh. She with you. Then he said 10 years around. You will bring the spaghetti to the house with the egg on it. What the woman won't eat it, then you carry it back. They're not food in there. You doing? You own food in there. You already got a woman to your house. Why you still lying to her?
Oh God.
The thing you promised to do it. Begin, do it. Now, why you gonna do that? What the woman expecting?
You can have a space where there's no
Now, what
direction.
the woman expecting? You turn around.
All that day you
you-
put an egg for in the spaghetti.
Yeah, you put ever in the spaghetti. They will see you bringing 3 eggs. Time for you to bring the spaghetti in front of her. Like, we don't have egg there.
What happened to the 2.5?
But what they did to the boss from Ghana? They brought the boss from Ghana. Why the whole country was celebrating? Say, oh yeah, Joe Baga brought bosses.
And those buses.
In the net, the
we
bosses.
saw pictures. We saw
Hey, man,
videos.
hey, bah.
It was like an act exhibition. In fact.
One small Ghana people who can talk past me.
Because
Well, on radio in Ghana, cussing. I say, look at it.
I don't know buses.
I love the bosses. In Liberia, you can see how small people who can talk past me. Oh. And that's a small picking. A Ghana and Labrador doing talking competition. I make do. You can't.
But we look for it,
Labrador and Ghana doing talk show competition. I mean, hey, I can represent Labrador and beat that picking in that me who are yelling.
But because
Small picking because our government go do 419 be shooting, store the people bosses over there. They begin start causing also.
You know.
In the net, Greg come on got to post security people behind the bosses in the net to carry.
It was a spiritual relocation.
Look at you. In no time, the thing pass go to Danade, Abidjan, Accra, the bosses go back.
And that was
And that was the end of the bosses.
If we did not get any communication from this government.
The government owe you.
They didn't tell us
This
exactly
unit part of government owe you explanation.
Why those buses went back.
They owe you explanation.
We didn't hear anything
They
about
were only
it.
announcing the thing coming happen. By the time the
thing
things pop, if you know, when you not find out for yourself, what happened to it that your business? Oh, Nico test scholarship, Sarah Bezo Yanti.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Nico test scholarship. Yeah, you will go to America.
Liberians we advance themselves.
How much they were paying? 200 something.
$250.
$250. Pay your money, your child. The whole scholarship you do no here, no take. Government tell nothing about the scholarship yet. Yellow machine thing again. From the day they put the yellow machine to the executive, how they call the barrack.
We don't even know about.
We don't even know what the machine stay in the barrack.
Grass not growing.
Grass grow there. What are they selling beyond? Or what are they paying the money small? The only thing we go see Jeremiah in China and go ask the people for the price. So all of these things do not add up. These things will only make us to believe that you're bragging about responsible governance is a charade. Include Fitija, Tabata. It doesn't make sense. I mean, you are not doing what you profess to do. And it is wrong. Campaign is over. You have a responsibility to do the job you're supposed to do. That responsibility, you got simple responsibility. And that's the only way you come and be, how you call it, faking. Huh? You're gonna be faking. You already got a job. Take your time. Look, let me say this to you before we go to our course. If that only one, if that only one, how you call the thing? If that only one piece of, I don't even know what to do. What to equate. If that one piece of bearing
That you're able to do.
that you're able to do, go break ground for that bearing, build that bearing, pin it, and say, Labrador people,
That is you.
your sorrow, they be more what making on job, yeah. That only the bearing or the be if fini. That way we know that this is what you're able to build for us. This is what you're able to do for us.
And honestly, that will be received.
And we'll receive it. We'll appreciate you for it because that's what you can do. But a job out with the Ghana bosses, then you carry it back. Then you job out with Yellow Machine, you carry it back. You job out with Nico Test Scholarship, you carry it back. Why you pranking us? Why you pranking the country? You playing fun out of life. We let you to play fun out of us.
This is the biggest April Fool.
Huh? We thank you. We let you to do April Fool to us all year round. Huh? You pranking us. You bring the one to why the country is getting prepared to accept it. Yeah, go back. Are you doing this to us?
You know to have
And Falcon says to us that there is irresponsible government.
You have this phrase and it says, "Fake it to make it."
No, but
And it doesn't work every time.
no,
It doesn't work
no,
with governance.
you can't do that.
It doesn't work with the president.
You can't do that.
You told
Now you're making
Liberians-
President Baka appear a liar every day. Yeah, that's how you making it to look now. Yeah, that's how they making it to look. Making the president to appear like a liar. That he brought Nico Test Scholarship bounced back. He brought Yellow Bosses bounced back. Brought the other thing they bounced back.
And the announcement was made when they had a cabinet retreat.
Yeah.
That thing about the yellow machine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And it was
In
all
fact,
over.
President Baka said, let the machine come and let Double Jara tell me say, you know, get money to buy all the big money.
No. Here's the thing, Oliver.
Yeah.
They made it look like they had already purchased
Yeah, the machine already.
those
Yeah.
machines. They were
Yeah.
on ship coming.
Yeah.
In few days they'll be here.
But they said it was on shape. What we even talking about? What we even talking about? They said it on shape. The woman, Mama Kabele, just sat on her car, get a queen contest, and paraded all over the place with
and then it was like this.
with the thing. Yeah.
And then she had her cheering squad.
No, you can't do that to the
Some
country.
of the ministers, assistant ministers, everybody was there, just cheering. Liberians were happy in that moment at different junctions and all that. So after all of those different moments,
Oh yeah.
here we are. Now they was all give somebody machine on local road, so go local over the weekend. Maybe they roll, but we're still here. The simple thing is, if you know you're not doing what you're supposed to do, say, hey, we cannot do this at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll understand. Be honest. Don't fool us again. No. You cannot fool us all the
Do
time.
what you
You
have.
cannot fool everybody all the time.
Do what you have. That is not competition.
It is not. Number one, no one is contesting that Joseph Walker is Liberia's president.
You are the president.
George
Papi.
Weah accepted this result
But Joe,
before the official
we are not
announcement from them.
president again.
George Weah is not president.
Joe, we are not president.
Joseph Walker-
And reason Tifa there.
Exactly.
Social loyalty. Because
Yeah,
we are not
Martin-
president again. The
Martin
whole country knows
David
it. We are not
Joseph
president.
Walker is Liberia's president. So you do not do anything like
You don't have to
it is-
prove
it
the
is a
point.
competition. You want to prove a point.
You
Like
know?
it doesn't make sense.
That's why I
at
say
all.
anybody who will be saying, I'm the president, I'm the president.
Then you
They-
just
they-
cannot accept like president.
It means there's an issue.
There's a this and that.
You are the government.
You know?
You don't have to prove any point yet. You work out again the other time. You finish taking money from motorcyclists. You took money from motorcyclists. You made them to
So
do
you need to
insurance.
register your bag,
You
do
told them
insurance.
everything that they will come to town. You finish collecting the money. Then you tell them, say, yeah, motorcycle, if you all get up from in front of they will see you tomorrow with bust a tire. That is an out of irresponsibility, that recklessness, that childish attitude. A responsible government can do it. A responsible government will say, hey, that's what we are making you to be right here tomorrow. One of the other government will not do it. And when you tell them, say, you're not doing it, when you tell them, say, you're not doing it, you will not take their insurance money. You will not take their lesson pay money. You will not take 1 cent from them. But you didn't do it. You took their money. You took their everything. Then you have press conference. You have press conference and announce how Ministry of Transport raised 10 million plus, spend the money. After saying all the other things, you say, okay, so if you taking your money now, your money account in Central tomorrow again. You took that decision today as we speak. Go down Johnson Street Hill, Johnson Street and Broad and Johnson intersection. Go down that hill. Go to Madonna Street right behind us here. Go see people fighting for cars. Go to Stella Marie Polytechnic. The bus stop at the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Go to 9th Street. Go to all the places in Central Monrovia. Go to how you call the place? Ministry of Finance on Broad Street. Go see how Liberians are running after cars because of a decision that was not well thought of. You just jumping because you don't prove a point. That's not governance. That's called a approach. That's called a approach. It doesn't work that way. Well, I'm going to take calls. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take calls of 15 minutes. Then we'll go talk about the communication that was written by 4 political parties in the country. The case of Capitol Hill is a terrible one. It is being done from a selective perspective. The peace of the country is at stake, and we believe, that the communication from those 4 political parties, that communication should be elevated. But let's take this quick break. We'll take calls on the first 2 topics. Then when we come back, we'll go to how you call this thing? To the letters written by the 4 opposition political parties in the country. Let's take our break to be right back.
From the center to interior, keeping us safe, you're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. From the center to interior, Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, you're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety.
Okay, so 10 calls, just 10 calls, only 10 calls. When we come back, we read a position statement from Stan. Stan is also concerned about the political nature of this Capitol Hill investigation. The 4 political parties are also concerned about it. The media is also concerned, especially the media folks who are not in the pockets of the government. They're concerned about it. And other civil society actors are concerned about the partial nature, the political nature in which this case is being handled. We'll talk about that. But let's take 10 calls on the 2 topics. Tifa, get it, your party. Some party men there. I've been telling you. From which party, whatever party you're from, but mainly your party just knows it, how you looking. Those are the 2 topics. Call us on 086-500-104-0776, 104-104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Please, 10 calls, go guy. Another topic to talk about, the second segment. Just 10 calls and nothing else. Let's take the first one, then it will be remaining 9. Go ahead, 1 minute quickly. Let's hear you. How you doing?
Thank you so much, God. My name is Eugene, and I call you from Capital Data.
Go ahead, Eugene.
So, thanks for the topic of discussion and the analysis. Well, like you very said, relative to the issue of Thomas Salah, the way you say hunger is that other people say hunger like that, like you just say, you put it. There are people who are upset, so after 5 seconds they won't eat. So if the male food is not around, in 5 seconds they have to go place where they come.
So some people not just get ulcer, but some people just naturally hungry. I mean, they naturally greedy. After 2 seconds, no food in the stomach, they can even eat worm.
And so people get natural appetite.
Yeah, naturally greedy. Go ahead.
So the issue, I don't want to change divisions. We have to start more people. Give the food the benefit, let them go. It's a good thing for them to live. Don't use any sarcastic words against them. Allow them to go.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll leave you, Eugene. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? How are you, sir? From the township of West Point. Let's hear you. Go ahead, Chief. Okay, thank you. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person quickly, then we'll go to our other topic. Go ahead. Let's hear you, sir.
Hello, Oliver.
How are you, sir, my dear brother?
My name is Oliver, but I just want to share with you something. I'm begging you. I'm very pleased to talk to you. I always listen to you.
What is it? Is it connected to this topic?
No, my brother, I'm begging. I want to share with you. I'm begging. I'm going to get begging.
But then you got to call after the show because we don't do that here. You got to call after.
Yeah, somebody play on me. Somebody play on me. I'm begging you. As you want, you can take my number. You flash me. I'm begging you.
Yeah. So you won't call your number on the radio right now? Yeah. Call the number quickly.
734.
Oh, okay. Just hold on. Okay. Hold on. I don't want to. Archie Yense? Isaac, go ahead, Isaac. Let's hear you, my dear brother. Quickly.
Yeah, Oliver.
Yes, sir.
The teacher is a teacher. A lot of people left the party because the party are going to break down. But some of our leaders will still become the teacher. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. We'll leave you. We'll take the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you, sir? Quickly. No time. How are you, Chief? Claratan, Jacob, go ahead. Let's hear you. Okay, all right. I like that proverb. If the backing of the dog can stop the move for Shani, I can get the dog back the move will be Shani. Let's talk to Man City. We'll talk to 3 more, then we go home on this topic. Go ahead. Let's hear you, man.
Okay, and to KOK ELEXA.
We agree.
Okay, we say this, Malabre people, KOK. That's the top of father. You know, okay, teaching, all see they're happy. All don't think they're happy, you're the top of father, they go away, blessing. Don't forget about the top of father. All of what the party they left, all of what they are going to bring about, so they will stay strong. We will not get one of us, they will not get 14,000 in millions. They left with that. And they go with our listing. You went by the trap. No problem. You still want them getting. And getting the blessing, no problem. For our blessing, what I want to say is a blessing. That's what carries you. And so the issue on the other one, what you were talking about, that's forget about everything. You understand? This type of big issue. I know you talk about AR1.
No, we're coming to talk about it. We're coming to talk about it. Let's talk about this one quickly. Go ahead, quickly. Let's hear you. How are you, sir? Go ahead quickly. No time. Oh my God, we missed out on this caller. Let's take the last 2, then we go to the Capitol Hill situation. Hello, how are you? Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, okay. Like why you take somebody from Avatar, it's be for you, and the farm is not for you. The farm is not for you. Avatar, they said the president say, love the government. I will the farm, the apple, profit from the farm, then you have started one time ready, make it to go. What would for you? Yes, I wrote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I didn't get it clear, but I think you made your point. Let's talk to the person. Hello, 1 minute quickly.
Yeah, okay.
How are you? How are you quickly?
Yeah. The point of what I was about is not that the best thing I consider. I have 3 points that they need to do that for them for the president. So now what I was
Okay, we'll leave you right there. Let's talk to this other person. Go ahead. How are you?
Yes, this is United
Go ahead from Crew Town. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I guess you on the show actually.
You need
Yeah,
me. You
but
need.
I follow the show from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. I follow the show, and I want to say you'll finish some point, but later, you switch it back. Okay, I'm going to leave from just
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. We leave you. We talk to the other person. Hello, 1 minute.
Yeah, very kind. How are you?
We're great. Quickly, no time. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm just about to come here for the Saturday West Point.
Go ahead from West Point. Let's hear you.
You know the issue of putting back on here. Compare back on here to your age. I have been carrying to vote for tax or more.
To the issue.
So you can't put it back on here. For the issue of the
Oh my God, he left the line. Let's talk to the last person right now. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? Good evening. No time. Let's hear you quickly. Okay. We.
No, straight into all. Even
Go ahead.
hello.
Go ahead. We're hearing you. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Okay, no, we're missing out on that person. Let's take this quick break. When we come back, we go directly into the communication written by these 4 political parties and that of Stan. Let's take this quick break to be right back.
Bringing safety to your door. Stopping crime and making peace for them before. Don't stop on Liberia. From the second to interior. They keep us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Okay, Omen Sim Sion of Crime Stoppers Liberia. Don't take the laws into your own hands. It is detrimental to the peace, security, and stability of any country. So something is happening up Capitol Hill we want to talk about, Alexa. The case is becoming more and more political to the point where institutions are concerned about it. Political parties are also concerned. And the first piece of work we have in our possession is from Stan. Let me read it. It says Stan demands immediate appointment of a special prosecutor and recusal of Inspector General Gregory Cuomo over the Capitol arson abuses. Liberia's leading grassroots civil society advocacy movement today calls for the immediate appointment of a special prosecutor and the recusal of Police Inspector General Gregory Cuomo following credible report of systemic abuse and political interference in the ongoing investigation into the Capitol arson case. Stan's position is reinforced by the troubling conduct of the Liberian National Police in this case. Our independent monitoring, along with opposition's detailed statement, confirms serious allegations that the Liberian National Police has abandoned its impartial role, instead functioning as a partisan instrument of the ruling party. Reports of corruption, brutality, and even loss of life are deeply alarming. Years of post-war investment to build a professional, rights-respecting police force are being undermined as the Liberian National Police devolves into politicized, pay-to-play security apparatus serving entrenched interests. Evidence of systemic abuse. According to verified testimonies and public records, the Liberian National Police and the National Security Agency, the NSA, have been implicated in a pattern of arbitrary detentions, torture, coerced confessions, and enforced disappearances, directly violating the 1986 Constitution of Liberia, the UN Convention Against Torture, the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, the ECOWAS Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance. Stan highlights 4 urgent cases. Number 1, Thomas Etheridge, detained and tortured at the NSA White Plains headquarters, coerced into signing a false confession. Number 2, Andrew Lawson, and abortua, beating, forced to drink urine, and pressure to falsely implicate others. Number 3, John Yanti offered US 200,000 to lie, detained for 11 days without charge, violating Article 21H of the Constitution. Number 4, Christian Kofa arrested and still missing, raising serious concerns of imposed disappearance. LMP under Inspector General Gregor Comer, a politicized security force under the leadership of Inspector General Comer, the Liberian National Police has strayed from its constitutional mandate and now functions as a partisan security force aligned with ruling party interests. This regression erodes public trust, undermines national stability, and nullifies the international community's long-term investments in post-conflict security reform. On the legal violation according to this 10 release and conflict of interest, the current investigation violates: number 1, the Penal Code sections 12.40 and 12.41, prohibiting witness tampering and obstruction of justice. Article 11C, guaranteeing equal protection under the law. Article 21I, guaranteeing bail for non-capital offenses such as arson. Number 4, UN and AU protocols requiring independent inquiries where state actors are implicated. In accordance with the principle Nemo Judex in Kaswa Sua, no one should be judged in their own cause. The Ministry of Justice and the Liberian National Police cannot credibly investigate themselves. Stand demands: number 1, the immediate appointment of a special prosecutor, fully independent of the Executive and Ministry of Justice. Number 2, the recusal or suspension of the Inspector General of Police, Gregory Comer, whose credibility is compromised. Number 3, the full legal and medical access of all victims and detainees. Number 4, equal treatment under the law for all accused persons, free from political interference. Number 5, the international oversight including ECOWAS, the AU, and the United Nations to ensure transparency and accountability. A defining moment. As the Bouaga's regime continues to disregard the rule of law, this movement stands as a critical test of Liberia's commitment to justice and democratic principles, said Moba K. Molu Jr., the chairman of STAN. And in quotation, he says, President Bouaga must act without delay, appoint a truly independent special prosecutor, and compel the Inspector General of Police, Gregory Comer, to step aside. Any hesitation invites international condemnation, destroys public confidence, and puts our nation high in stability at serious risks. It was signed by Moba K. Molu Jr., Chairman, Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, STAN. Now, in addition to what Molu wrote, let's go and read for you what the 4 political parties of our country were able to pen down in reference to this same capital arson situation. Now, let's go through it. It says, we are concerned and wish to bring to the attention of the Liberian public and our international partners issues of grave concern regarding the investigation and arrest of certain lawmakers and other Liberian citizens on account of the fire at the Capitol, which was initially declared arson, and which the police have been investigating in such. Based on the facts in accordance with the law set forth below, we request the appointment of a special prosecutor to investigate and, where necessary, prosecute proven instances of witness tampering by certain members of the Liberian security forces. Let us be clear. We support the vigorous prosecution of anyone involved in the commission of the crime of arson at the Liberian National Capital. However, the investigation has been marred by troubling events that, if proper care is not taken, could lead to the conviction of innocent persons, a grave miscarriage of justice. Witness tampering. Thomas Etheridge. On 9 January 2025, Thomas Etheridge was taken voluntarily to the Liberian National Police for questioning in the presence of his lawyers, as required by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The police, in keeping with law, decided to detain him for additional questioning. Consequently, his lawyers left him in police custody. According to Mr. Idarich, he was taken to the headquarters of the Liberian National Security Agency at White Plains at about 8 o'clock p.m. and was subjected to several forms of torture and coercion over the course of several days. He was told to implicate his boss, the former speaker, and was given a prepared statement to sign indicating as much. He refused and was later handed back to the police after several days at the NSA headquarters, and he was subsequently charged with arson. Number 2, Andrew Lawson and Abba Weir. Andrew Lawson and Abba Weir were arrested by the anti-robbery unit of the Liberian National Police on January 4, 2025, and transferred to the National Security Agency headquarters for 8 days following their arrest. Both men reported that they were tortured and forced to sign statements. Abba Weir protested that he was at Central Prison under the jurisdiction of the Ministry of Justice and thus was not involved in the burning of the Capitol. He had been involved in a protest the day before and was arrested near the University of Liberia. Andrew Lawson reported that he refused to sign a prepared statement that falsely implicated former Speaker Kofa. Both men reported that they were forced to drink urine, subjected to physical beatings, and otherwise mentally tortured. Finally, Lawson reported that NSA personnel apologized to him and offered him $2,000 for his pain and suffering if he would sign the statement. He again refused. Both men were later released onto a public street near Tottenham Boulevard. Andrew Lawson has reportedly fled the country and has been interviewed in a foreign jurisdiction as a victim of torture in connection with reported human rights violations. John Yanti. John Yanti is a Liberian citizen who was lured by family members under an agreement to testify in the Capitol case. According to John Yanti, he arrived in Monrovia on the 6th of June 2025, was picked up by the Liberian National Police and taken to a luxurious hotel near Monrovia called the Lifestyle Luxury Hotel. He spent 8 days there, during which time, according to him, he entertained a host of police personnel and government officials, including Mark Ambulai, Police 106, Police 103, one ambassador, and other officials. The offer ranged from an initial $50,000 to as much as $200,000 to implicate former Speaker Kofa and his colleagues. There are family members who claim to have been part of the negotiations have confirmed Yanti's stories publicly. Yanti eventually decided that he could not lie by giving false testimony against Speaker Kofa and others. He was charged and brought before the court on June 18, 2025 after spending 11 days in police custody. The statutory maximum period for holding a criminal suspect is 48 hours under Liberian law. Holding John Yanti for 11 days was a clear violation of his constitutional rights. Bako Kape, Patrick Halley, and George Francia were arrested on June 4, 2025 for arson at the Capitol. The charges were similar to those brought against lawmakers and private citizens. They were held for more than 5 days and summarily released without comment after refusing to implicate others in the crime. Apparently, their only crime alleged was merely living in District Number 16 and being affiliated with Honorable Jason Sibo. Then we go to Christian Kofa. Christian Kofa was also arrested on the same rate as Bako Kape and others. Although the others were released, the whereabouts of Christian Kape are unknown. His family has reported that he has been kidnapped. The police have yet to make him available to his lawyers, and we have been informed that he is being held at another hotel location where he is being induced to provide false testimony. Under the law, the law under Section 12.40 of the Penal Code makes it crime for anyone to tamper with a witness by offering bribe or other forms of inducement to get a witness to change his testimony. Section 12.41 makes it crime to tamper with information, hinder an investigation, or attempt to deceive The fact as alleged by the persons named herein create a presumption that must be investigated, lest we risk stinting our entire judicial system and undermining our democracy. Desperate treatment. And under desperate treatment, it says we are compelled to raise concerns regarding discriminatory enforcement. All 5 lawmakers were charged under the same rate with identical offenses, yet the treatment meted out to them varied based on perceived political affiliation. 4 opposition political lawmakers from the CDC were detained at the Central Police Station under oppressive conditions, while the lone lawmaker affiliated with the Rescue Alliance was released on personal reconnaissance. This unequal treatment raises serious questions about political biases within the Liberian National Police. Furthermore, Article 21I of the 1986 Constitution of Liberia provides that, number 1, all accused persons shall be bailable upon personal reconnaissance or by sufficient sureties, depending on the gravity of the crime and the probability of that accused appearing for trial, except for capital offenses or offenses punishable by life imprisonment. As on why a serious offense is not capital offense and therefore does not preclude bail or release on reconnaissance. All of the accused lawmakers should have been afforded equal treatment under this constitutional guarantee. The arbitrary denial of the right to select individuals on apparent political grounds not only violates the Constitution but also undermines the principle of impartial justice. From the onset of this investigation, it appears that the Liberian National Police has focused on one group of people while ignoring evidence pointing to others. For example, who removed the chairs from the joint chamber? Who cut the electrical wires to the Speaker's office? How is it possible that 5 persons were allowed to enter the building, set it on fire, and exit when the building was guarded by the Liberian National Police? Who was the lawyer at the Capitol building? Who was the lawmaker at the Capitol building ground at about 9 p.m. on the night before the Capitol burned? Was an electrical fault or another non-incendiary action considered? Why did the police inspector general state, we know it was not electrical fire because electricity was still on? This statement is patently false because the police and the Ministry of Justice cannot investigate themselves. We believe that the appointment of a special prosecutor with a letter patent authorizing the investigation and prosecution of criminal conduct, witness tampering, and the mishandling of evidence will best serve the interest of justice. The accused are innocent until proven guilty, and the evidence must lead where it goes. Creating or tampering with evidence or with the investigation is a part from our immediate past that must not be allowed to resurface. We urge the President to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate these grave allegations at this critical juncture. It is not only the rights of Liberian citizens under the Constitution that are at stake, but the Constitution itself. Given this 23rd day of June 2025, signed Augustine Janga Kowo, National Chairman, Congress of Democratic Change, Councillor Lightfield, O Good, National Chairman, Alternative National Congress, Mr. James Yongi, National Chairman, Citizen Movement for Change, Mr. Prince G. Mann, National Chairman, Movement for Economic Empowerment, Moving. The communication from the four political parties, and earlier on was the one from, what is his name? Earlier on it was the one from Stan. Now, we're not going to say more. Yeah, we're not going to say more in these communications. I mean, with reference to these communications, rather, because tomorrow is another day for the conversation. We're going to start with this conversation on tomorrow. But when you find a situation where people are alleged to be tortured, to sign statements that will implicate themselves, then it is worrisome for such a country. Moreover, the four political parties ask key sensitive question, Alexa. Who removed the two chairs from the joint chamber before the place got burned? Who did that?
And that's something like Nigerians have been asking.
Over 5 individuals were arrested under the pretense of they being the folks who executed the burning. How possible is it for 5 human beings to enter the joint chamber of the Capitol when that building was under the direct protection of the Liberian National Police? The police, the entire squad of the Liberian National Police that provided protection of that Capitol should be investigated. It is reported that Representative Samuel Koga was at the grounds of the Capitol and appeared on Spoon Talk that night. Videos directed from his car. At about 9 p.m., lawmakers do not work 9 o'clock p.m. The political parties are asking, why is he not an individual of interest? The lawmaker who removed the chairs, it was in the joint chamber that the budget hearing was conducted. During that budget hearing, lawmakers got beaten. Representative Luther Collins' hand got broken by a police baton because he was prevented from entering the joint chamber where the budget hearing was happening. When they wanted to go and stop the budget hearing, the police provided a barricade.
And that was
Intentionally to protect the majority bloc lawmakers against the minority who were opposing the illegal passage of the budget. What that shows to you was that the joint chamber and the entire building was under the protection of the police. So how come 5 persons pass and go burn the building and the police cannot give us tangible information, tangible evidence, and they're into circumstantial, this and that? Is it based on the circumstances we think Alexa that you? So on the basis of all of these things, it boils to one thing: stop gambling the peace of this country. In 1980, 1990, all the war fought in the country, people did not go for war because no current was here. Unless my grandpa told me, say, current was all war like war. Any horse where you in car to go there and pull you to your horse. The country was laid out. Lanco beer was cold than what we get right now. The men had their afro hair, the women were beautiful. The country was moving peacefully. I mean, relatively calm. People were enjoying. But people went to war. People went to fight because of political suppression, unfair treatment, intimidation. When you got power and you think the power will make you to inflict injuries, to infringe on the rights of others, that becomes a national security threat. And I will join these 4 political parties and other organizations to call for an impartial investigation, an independent one. The police should be answering questions. The guys who were on duty to be answering questions. The day before the fire was a national protest. That protest did not last for 10 minutes of Capitol. They fired tear gas and live bullets on the protesters. The police were in charge of the building of that whole hill until the day of the fire. If the police sat there and allowed people to enter the place, they neglected duty. They wrecked the republic. They should be considered individuals of interest. You don't allow these things slide along the way, and you jump into investigating people only for one political party. Now you say you have 5 lawmakers who you have issue with. You put 4 of them in jail. The other one you say you get space to LMP headquarters to keep her because she's a female and because she supported Unity Party and voted for Joe Parker. These are things that can bring political instability in countries. A lawmaker is going to jail, but the other one going in a husband car. No, you don't do that to the country. I said it. 1980, 1990, 1990, all the 1990 did not happen because people never had beer to drink it. My grandfather told me the Lanco beer was cold than what we got now. The state fought war. Are we advocating for crisis? No. Can we prevent crisis? Yes. The way we do it is to ask the authorities, those in power, to be fair in their actions. If the administration cannot guarantee an impartial investigation, then there is nothing wrong with inviting our international partners to overtake the entire investigation. That's all we can say here. Alexa, we just squeeze 2, 3, 4 calls and go home tomorrow. We'll come back, and begin with this conversation. Just 4 calls, then we go home here on 87.9. So you already know the numbers: 0886 500 104 776 104 104 are the numbers. No time. Let's go and take the first one, man. Sissy, quickly. No time. Let's hear you.
Who took your chair and who built your chair? They said, "I'm going to run a bit here." Who took your chair? I can't put up again to say, "I want to."
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We leave you. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Yeah,
Yeah, you heard it. ANC, CDC and the other party talking.
Yeah, my name is Christian Faber, and I'm from you from my comfort zone in page 15. Yeah, the statement is timely because the way in which the government is proceeding, you don't have evidence. You are torturing people to lie on those innocent people.
Okay, we leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Hello.
How are you, sir? Go ahead quickly.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the
Go ahead.
Yeah, the party government they are looking for pattern. They are not council. There is so pattern. They're looking for pattern across here. So they need to be careful.
Okay, we leave you right there. They need to be careful. Let's talk to the person. Hello, 1 minute. How are you?
How are you? Okay, my name is Amara Dennis, and I'll call you from Broadview.
Go ahead, Amara.
Okay, there's a saying that says a speaking lion is not a dead lion. The time has come. Those guys, they will know that what they're doing is not right. But all we pray for is peace.
Okay. We leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Yes, my name is Hussein Kew. I call from Jacobson.
Hussein Kew, go ahead.
Thank you for the second segment of the show. So let me say this to my friends. In the court, like I said on one of your sister show, in the court, it is not your feelings or emotion to change the narrative.
Thank you. We leave you. We go to another person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? Okay, let's leave you right there and talk to this other person quickly. We don't have the luxury of time. We got less than 2 minutes. This person, hello, how are you?
Yes, I'm doing fine. This is the boss of different people.
Go ahead, AB.
This case that is happening under Mr. Baka regime, this country is under a plane of moral decline when lawlessness has become the order of the day. If you accuse somebody of testifying against those people who you put beyond bar, that is quite forbidding. You should be able to follow the rule of this country.
Thank you. Thank you. We leave you. We'll talk to the last person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? Hello? Hello? You're the last person. Hello? Oh my God. Hello? Okay, we missed out on this last caller. We got to go. We have out of time. Tomorrow we begin with this conversation. The last person, go ahead. You're the last caller. 1 minute.
Yeah,
You're the last caller. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much for the analysis. We think the government now should be a government of experience that indeed they should follow the rule of law, but not torturing peaceful Nigerians. Let them do the right thing so that our country can move forward in the right direction. We don't need disturbance in our country. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. And so Alexa will return here on tomorrow. This topic is going to begin the show on tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful time. God bless you. Bye-bye.